greatest feeling you can get in the gym, or the most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym, is the pump. Let's say you train your biceps. Blood is rushing into your muscles, and that's what we call the pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling, like your skin is going to explode any minute. It's really tight. It's like somebody blowing air into your muscle. It just blows up, and it feels different. It feels fantastic. It's as satisfying to me as coming is, as having sex with a woman and coming. So can you believe how much I'm in heaven? I'm like getting. Can you believe how much I'm in heaven? I'm like. Can you believe how much I'm in heaven? I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. Of coming in the gym. I'm getting. Of coming in the gym. Of coming in the gym. I'm coming in the gym. I'm getting. Of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right? So, I'm in heaven.
It's a Bodcast with Tim Oliver. What's up, everybody? Just a little quote from Pumping Iron, my boy, Arnold. So we're going to hop into it today. Just going to talk, nothing too generic, nothing too specific today. It's going to be more of a generic episode. Just talking about, what I've been successful with in the gym. And spring is on the way, so that's a big thing for sure. We want to really talk about that and how we can keep you guys motivated. So without further ado, welcome to the Bodcast, the podcast for your body, with your host, Tim Oliver. Oliver. Go get your lift on, son, with the Bodcast. It's the Bodcast, the podcast for your body. Are you tired of being a skinny guy or a big girl? Well, your time is now. Tim Oliver's going to take you on a wild ride. The Bodcast. Oh yeah, bro, when I get up in that gym, son, I just want to lift and lift and lift. Some deep ass squats. Two plates. Yep, in the background, Benny Benassi with Satisfaction. Trap remix courtesy of my brother Nick Oliver. Told me about that motherfucking shit. Trap is some dope ass music right now. Yeah, man, welcome. Podcast episode 6, going strong. 7 clients strong, baby. Woo! All day. So today we're gonna talk about what I've been doing in the gym, what I've been successful with, and just all sorts of topics. Really, nothing too specific. Like I said, talk a little bit of supplements, talk a little bit of training, talk a little bit of dieting. Talk a little bit of this, a little bit of that, keep you guys entertained, and come with me on this wild ride. I'm trying to get big or dying trying, man. So yeah, let this kind of fade this out. So it is March 5th. Spring is in 3 weeks. Can't believe it. Winter's almost over, which is beautiful. And it's time for beach body season, bruh. So everyone's trying to sign up now because they realize that, time flies, and that... again, like spring is coming. Spring is just around the corner, which means summer is just around the doorstep, which means it's time to kind of get in the best shape, right? For sure, you want to look sexy for everybody in the summertime. Summertime white beaters, windows down, favorite tunes pumped up. That's what I'm saying. So, just a quick little reminder about some of the great music right now that I'm listening to. Trap music is beautiful, man. I love that shit. The Quantum Podcast has a lot of good dubstep, drum and bass, and electro. As for hip-hop, Jewel's mixtape, God Willin', has been banging hard. Vado, Slime Flu 3, me and my boy Jeezy, been banging that in the gym, so If you know if you know me, you know that I love my my music in the gym, and you have to get a super workout. I think you need your favorite music, right? So that's what I've been listening to. Other than that, yeah, just a lot of hardcore drum and bass. Black Sun Empire are my favorite. I just missed their show recently in Toronto, so that kind of sucks, but it's all good. Good Life as well. That's where I work at for sure. Kicking ass at Good Life, loving every minute of it. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it. You know what I'm saying? No, it's good. I love my clients, and my business is growing, and I'm dedicated more than ever to really kind of helping people, achieve their goals with their body. With respects to my own fitness, I'm on week 7 of 5x5, which is a strength routine. So essentially, you're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3-day routine where you're doing heavy sets of compound lifting exercises, which are really this program is made by Bill Starr. This was made like in the 60s, I think, maybe or even earlier, and it's proven and tried and true, and it's used by everyone, strength athletes, bodybuilders, or people, football players, anyone really trying to get bigger. It's such a good program for gaining mass and strength and overall size, right? So Monday, just give you a quick breakdown. Monday is 5 sets of squats for 5 reps, and then it's 5 sets of barbell rows for 5 reps, and then 5 sets of bench press for 5 reps, and then you do 2 isolation exercises for 3 sets of 5. So I do bicep curls and skull crushers, so that's Monday. Wednesday's a bit tougher. Wednesday is 5 sets of deadlifts, 5 sets of military press, 5 sets of squats again, 5 sets of weighted dips, and 5 sets of weighted pull-ups. So Wednesday's that's a motherfucker, man. But you feel it. It's crazy. If you can stick with this for 8 weeks, trust me, you're gonna see some sick results. I'll talk about that in a second. And then Friday, your last day of the week, is the same as Monday, exact same. So essentially, you're squatting, every other day for 3 times a week. So squats put the most size and strength onto the body. We know this through research and just plain simple science. They're the largest muscle groups, which means they will add the most mass and strength and actually release the most amount of growth hormone and testosterone when you consistently work them. So if you ain't working your legs, motherfucker, you're not going to be doing much, man. So the wheels of steel are so important, man. It's like your car. Let's say you got a super motor in your car. It's got everything. It's so powerful, but you got these shit tires and shit wheels. Where are you going, son? You're not going anywhere. You're staying in your garage. So work the legs. So I'm on week 7. My strength's gone up tremendously. 190 pounds right now. I'm feeling really good. Another quick tip for gaining strength and mass: drinking milk, man. I've been drinking a lot of milk, almost a bag a day, sometimes a bag and a half, and I've seen the difference. Is it super healthy for you? Probably not. It's full of they call it liquid steroids, man, because they pump cows full of steroids. But I'm young and I can handle it for now. I eat, other than that, I eat pretty damn healthy and I exercise like a machine, so I'm not too worried about that. So that's called, if you want to look into that, that's called GOMAD, gallon of milk a day, which will help you get a lot bigger. So if you're a hard gainer and you really want to gain strength and size, go for that. Other than that, just boxing too, kind of keeping the cardio up. Cardio is so important if you're trying to gain mass as well. You still have to do it to maintain a healthy heart, healthy lungs, and really keep your heart rate in a good training zone. So just to touch on a quick question from my girl Flavia, who I used to work with at Win Fitness. She was asking me about compound exercises and whether it's better to work primary muscle groups or secondary muscle groups. So which one should go first and second? So what up, Flavia? Just to let you know about compound exercises. So you have, I'm pretty sure that was your question. I'm going to double check on Facebook right now, but essentially you have 5 or 6 compound exercises. You have your bench press, your deadlift, your squat, your rows, your pull-ups, and your military press are essentially your 5 exercises. So I'm just going to read your question quickly now. Blah, 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 da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, okay, so compound exercise. So, yeah, like I said, those are your 5 compound exercises. So what they're great for are a lot of things. They're great for building strength, building that neurological connection to your muscle groups, adding mass, and adding power and size. So these compound exercises use the most amount of muscles per exercise, which is why they're recommended always in everybody's routine, but especially beginners and especially people who are trying to kind of get the most out of their workouts. So even if you're doing a 6-day bodybuilding split, still kind of include at least one of these compound exercises per muscle group, and you'll definitely see success. So as for your second question, primary versus secondary muscle groups, it's definitely better to work your primary muscle groups first. So let's talk about that. So that's definitely, muscle groups such as your quadriceps, your chest, so your pectoralis major, your deltoids, your back, And then your secondary muscles would be like biceps, triceps, smaller muscle groups such as your calves or your forearms. So definitely working the primary muscle groups first is much more efficient, simply because the exercises required to do these or use these muscles are harder and are going to take more energy. So let's take an example. So let's use the upper body. We'll start with chest, right? So if you're going to do a chest and tricep day, it's way better to do your bench press exercise first, and then do like a tricep exercise such as pull or push downs or skull crushers or dips. It's way better to do a bench press first, simply because a bench press is going to use a tricep muscle anyways as a secondary supporting muscle and antagonist muscle group. So your pectoralis is your agonist, which is your primary muscle group that you're using, and then your triceps are supporting that bench press. So if you were to do it opposite, so let's say you kind of use your triceps, you do 5 sets of skull crushers first, you work your triceps first, and then you decide to work your chest. You're going to notice that the lifts on your chest are not going to be as strong because your triceps are going to be worked in, and therefore you're not going to have that same power that you would with your chest. And it just makes sense to have more power when you're using your primary muscle groups, because those are the larger muscle groups. So you need to use them more efficiently anyways, and you should have a stronger lift with them, because that will really develop the larger muscle groups, which in turn will add more muscle into your body, which will in turn burn more motherfucking calories, alright? So let's take one more example, the back. So if you're doing back and biceps, would it be better to do lat pull downs first, or would it be better to do bicep curls? So definitely lat pull downs first. So if you're doing a superset, do the bigger muscle group to the smaller muscle group. Lat pull downs into a bicep curl, deadlifts into a chin up, middle rows into a easy curl bar. So whatever you do first, make sure you do the primary muscle group first, the larger muscle group, because it is obviously it's larger, so it has more muscle motor units, which means you can lift heavier, which is just better for you, and then you do your secondary muscle group after that. So good combinations are back and bis, chest and tris, shoulders and traps, quads and calves, and I would say like hamstrings and abs, alright? So that is for you, girl. Go get in the gym. So what else? So I'm taking Muscle Farm Assault right now as my new pre-workout. I love that shit. It's really good because it doesn't have one DM. I can't remember what the compound is, but it's a really strong compound that makes you shoot like up really fast and then you crash after. So there's no 1,3-DM. So a lot of pre-workouts do contain that compound, but this one doesn't. It has concrete, which is a great form of creatine. So it's using pure concrete, which is great. What else does it have? It has a full amino acid blend. It has beta-alanine. It has arginine. So I took it yesterday. I've taken it before, but I took it yesterday. 1 full scoop, which is 1 serving, and I crushed my 5x5. I felt really energized, and there's no crash after. It was like a nice steady decline of energy, so it didn't leave me hanging. So Assault, you get the thumbs up. Muscle Farms is shit. Muscle Farm supports the UFC athletes and all that, so that's a great supplement. Another great supplement would be my protein. Again, I always use Muscle Farm or Optimum Whey protein. Can't go wrong with 100% Optimum Whey, 100% gold. Pre-workout and post-workout, always have your protein, whey protein. So people don't know when to take whey protein. So before your workout, so let's say you're going to the gym at 3 p.m., have a good meal at 12 p.m., so have a lean protein, a slow digesting carb, and vegetables, aka that chicken breast, broccoli, and a nice potato. So you're going to the gym at 3, so you have that at 12, right? And then at 2, you have whey protein, maybe 1 scoop or 2 scoops, and then you have maybe another small slow carb, so a packet of oatmeal. And then 20 minutes before is when you take your pre-workout. So again, a big meal 3 hours before, whey protein an hour before, and then a pre-workout like 30 minutes before. So that's what you're going to want to do before your workout. Post-workout, what's good, what's bad? Well, it depends. If you're a big dude and you're trying to get bigger, 2 scoops of whey protein with 5 grams of creatine monohydrate will do the shit. Do the trick. Glutamine as well. If you're a woman trying to lose weight, still have protein, 1 scoop of whey. Watch your carbs. So I want to say don't have any post-workout carbohydrates. If you're a big dude, same thing. 1 or 2 scoops of whey protein. It all depends on your size, right? And just to kind of, here's a little excerpt from my boy Homer.
I know you can read my thoughts, boy. Yum, 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 yum.
Sorry, I get bored, so I need to watch some Simpsons in between. Yeah, so glutamine, creatine is good for post-workout. What else? Fat burners, yeah, they're good for sure, but you can achieve the same results with a good diet and good training. So, head to Good Life, ask for Timbo, gonna hook you up. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else should I talk about? Spring's coming, man. So what we got? March, so 3 weeks until spring. So how to get in shape for spring? Well, if you start in January, like I told you, you'd be already halfway there, right? Or at least a third of the way there. But if you're just starting your fitness routine now, don't get too stressed out about the time that's coming because you still have March, April, May, June. So, I mean, we know summer doesn't start till June 20th, so that's 4 solid months where you can really get a lot done. So what can you achieve in 4 months on your own? And I'll talk about what you can achieve in 4 months with a trainer. So on your own, it really depends on what kind of person you are. If you're a seasoned type of gym veteran or if you're a beginner. So if you're more seasoned, you definitely break plateaus in 4 months. You can add a lot of strength, a lot of size, or you can cut down and cut up if your diet's good, if you're disciplined with your dieting. So I see a lot of really strong guys in the gym, really great strong upper bodies, somewhat, strength, like good legs, whatever, but then they have a belly. There's always a belly to go with it. So, I mean, that throws off your whole look. If you're a jack dude and you still have a belly, then you do not look anywhere near as good as a jack guy with a flat stomach. So, again, 4 months, you can, if you're disciplined with your workout and your diet, you can definitely trim down your belly. So it does take a while for that to disappear. Ladies too, so if you're a bigger woman in 4 months, again, if you're disciplined on your own, which is tough, you can lose a lot of weight. 10 pounds a month's not out of the question if you're doing it correctly. So 40 pounds in 4 months, if you're disciplined, can be definitely possible. So let's talk about if you're working with a trainer. So of course, when you work with a personal trainer, you have 80% quicker results. So what does that mean? It means if you're working out with a trainer 3 hours a week, 3 to 4 hours with somebody like myself, that you're going to have the confidence of really achieving your goals in that amount of time. So the way we do it at Good Life is we look at what your goals are, we select that time frame, and we develop a plan specifically around that goal and show you how we can achieve that together with respects to your diet and your training. And we're just cool as fuck at Good Life, man. Everybody loves us. We're a great gym. So with trainers, it's just there's no kind of regret. At first, when people first buy training, they're a bit kind of worried about the money situation if they made the right decision. But then literally all my clients, like 2 weeks later, they go through like this transitional phase of accepting and loving what they're doing and kind of putting forth their full effort, which we see all the time with clients. Like everyone's kind of nervous first, you know what I mean? And then as you start to do it, you start to work with us, you kind of understand why, Good Life especially is such a successful gym with personal training, and why, trainers are, happy people, and why we love helping people, right? So it's never a bad idea. It just matters if it's the right time for you, or if you can really kind of take that first step, right? So the first step's the hardest. So I mean, if you have any questions, always ask me. You can always ask me on my inbox, or just put questions on my wall and I'll help you out with that. So what else? So summertime beach body, right? So everybody wants to shred up. So typically in the winter, you're trying to get bigger and stronger and put more meat on. If you're a dude, if you're a woman, you're trying to, maintain your body weight, increase your cardio, perhaps put on a little bit of muscle, just toning. And one thing, ladies, I know like you guys think you're going to get jacked if you train, man. So first of all, number one, if you work out, you have to do strength training regardless, simply because if you do cardio, respiratory fitness on your own, whichever, like 90% of girls do this in the gym, they'll come to the gym, hop on the treadmill or the elliptical for like 60 to 90 minutes, and they'll do this 3 times a week, and 2 months or 3 months will go by. They'll notice that they have a stronger, heart, stronger lungs, but they haven't lost fat. So why is this? Ladies, you have to lift weight in order to kind of supercharge your metabolism and to burn fat. So strength training will not, I repeat, will not add slabs of muscle onto your body, simply because you don't have the same hormones that males do to produce that amount of muscle. So it's not in your biology to kind of get that big without the use of performance enhancing drugs, aka you nasty ass juice mamas. So if you're a regular girl really trying to lose weight or maintain your fitness, you should be doing a strength routine combined with cardio 3 times a week for an hour at a time. So 30 to 40 minutes of light strength work, full body, and then 20 minutes of, not high intensity, but medium intensity cardio. I guarantee you in 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to start losing weight. Guaranteed. So I have my first female client on board now, and she's already seen results after the first week of just doing this simple generic kind of strategy. So lift weights, girls. You're not going to get big. Trust me. Trust me. And it just looks sexy too. When you girls are, a lot more toned and have a little bit of muscle, it looks a lot better than having, a lot of flab. So trust me as I'm saying this, I know my stuff. So, yeah, so definitely always have to lift weights, no matter if you're a guy or you're a girl. So quickly, another triangle.
The sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side.
That's a right triangle, you idiot. Go.
Okay, so yeah, those are my commercials, the Simpsons commercials. So what else? What can we talk about? What's going on in sports? Toronto motherfucking Maple Leafs, that's what's going on. Beat New Jersey yesterday, 3 goals in the third period. Congrats to the boys. I have a feeling that Toronto, so I want you guys to remember this date today. I'm calling this out. This is my prophecy. In the next few years, Toronto's become even a bigger mega city, and our sports franchises are all going to be in the playoffs. The Blue Jays are going to go to the World Series this year, so I'm calling that out. So, if that happens, it probably will. They're going to go to the World Series. The Raptors are not going to make the playoffs this year, unfortunately, but the Leafs will make the playoffs, and they're going to go to the third round. So I know that's very super optimistic, but I'm a diehard Leaf fan. But yeah, Toronto's on the rise for sure. I think we're going to really start to pick up as a city. And, studies show that when cities are doing well in their sports endeavors, everything else is kind of following suit. So everyone's more happy. This is my theory, that the better a city has or does in sports, their crime rates aren't as high. People are generally more happy, especially during playoff season. There's more of a kind of binding together of citizens and stuff like that. So I think a strong sports foundation for any major city is a good kind of backbone on how to build a constructive city with full of proper citizens, right? So that's my citizens arrest on you Citizen Kane niggas. Yeah, I'm just talking shit right now. So what else can we talk about for health in general? Good Life has a marathon coming up. It's in May. I think it's May 5th. I may be mistaken, but you can sign up at any Good Life, participate. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do it yet. I should. Marathons aren't really my style, but I do want to kind of push the pace and see how my endurance is. So marathons are great. Having a goal in general is great to compete. Like Tough Mudder, I'll definitely be doing this year. But with respects to marathons, marathons are great too. Even doing anything, any type of competition, having a competition goal in your fitness time frame. So let's say you have the marathons in May, right? So having it all comes down to training for a purpose, right? So if you're training for a purpose, you're gonna definitely be more motivated and kind of have that drive because you have a goal you're working towards. So if you take two people, one who has a definite purpose that they're training for versus somebody who just is trying to maintain their health and fitness, definitely the first person is going to work harder and kind of have that outlook and have that bigger picture in their mind, and therefore they're going to have a lot more motivation. So even if it's a small goal, or small competition, I want to play basketball this year. I want to, play golf once a month. I want to be able to, run the full track with my dog or run my dog 3 times a week. Having that in your mind while you train will definitely help you out. So for me, I would like to compete in some form of martial arts or boxing the next year. So I'm trying to really train towards that. So strength and mass as well. I'm gonna be doing security as well. So I'm trying to get a lot bigger and stronger for security and maybe learn some jiu-jitsu as well. So that I keep that in the back of my mind when I work out, and it definitely does help. So training with a purpose, you can't beat it. That really helps out a lot of people. So you can see the kind of discord or the different types of people in the gym when you take a look at, your certain gym characters. So let's talk the gym environment. Crazy type of environment. So essentially it's a giant box with mirrors everywhere and machines that try to simulate, our past ancestral lives of, hunting and gathering, right? So you have these machines that are designed to make you sweat, right? And then so essentially the gym's full of advanced apes, right? Advanced kind of, humans, right? Who are advanced, as we know, advanced ancestors of apes we still have animal instincts within us that are buried deep in our subconscious. And I think when I look around the gym, that's what I can see when people are letting out that aggression, or, where males are really lifting heavy weight. That's like an aggressive alpha male trying to become stronger, or you see a younger man trying to become stronger. You see that progression. Or females, you see that female who's looking at the other female who's looking at the other female. And girls, it's all a mating game, man, biologically speaking. Like everyone looks at each other, but then they look away, and it's cool, man. It's different. It's like a science experiment kind of. What happens when you put all these humans together and they work out and they sweat and they release pheromones and they release all these hormones into the air and people pick up on it. And it's just an interesting environment. And then on top of that, you have the mirrors. So it really builds your ego. Like, how do I look in the mirror? There's people who just consistently work out in the mirror nonstop, or they just do one set and they'll flex in the mirror. And then let's talk about gym attire, man. Some of you fuckers are dressing weird. I see people wearing garden gloves. I see some weird people in the gym, man. Not to say I don't like it. It's interesting. It keeps my day interesting. But yeah, a lot of different characters for sure. You got the juice heads. You have the teenagers who roll in packs of 5 who lift like one session and they don't do much. You have your ethnicities who chill together. You have your groups of women who do the classes. What's up, girls? There's like that's some of my favorite groups for sure. There's like 40 of them, 50 of them. They all compete really hard in the classes together. You have your senior citizens who are stuck in their own ways. You try to tell them something or ask them if they need help, and it's. I remember one guy. I'm like, hey, I was handing out fitness articles. I'm like, sir, how, like he's leaving the gym, right? I'm like, have a good night. Here's a fitness article for you. He's like, buddy, I've probably been working out longer than you've been alive. And he wasn't even in shape. I was like, okay, good for you, brother. So I talked to him and I kind of got what his story was, but. Yeah, it's funny, man. Everyone reacts differently, and especially I understand too. If you're a member in Good Life or a member in the gym, and you see trainers approaching other people, of course you can get nervous, right? You don't want to be bothered during your workout, which is what I understand. Which is why I mean, in January I used to do that. Like when I first started, I would approach a lot of people and kind of not bug people, but kind of get the word out. But now it's more so I'm just chilling, saying hi to people, trying to just say how their day's going, and I find that comfortable approach makes you much more of a people person, and people kind of gravitate towards people who are liked by everybody, right? So if everybody likes you, then you automatically are kind of driven towards that trainer. So I found that with myself that I'm just more of a comfortable guy right now in Good Life, and I am of course always on the look for new clients, but I find that it comes when you're ready, and then that's how it works. So it's a lot of fun, and the gym is just it's a crazy environment. It's really kind of fun when you're there 10 hours a day like I am or other trainers, you kind of see things that a normal person wouldn't see. Who only trains maybe an hour or goes to the gym for an hour. So I get to notice these little funny things here and there, which is it's always fun to see. So yeah, man, life is good. Good life. Life is good. Good life. So I mean, you know how we do a good life. It's fun, man. So enjoy this quote.
I bet this place sells illegal fireworks. Just go in and act casual like you buy them all the time. Let me have one of those porno magazines. Large box condoms, a bottle of Old Harper, a couple of those panty shields, and some illegal fireworks, and one of those disposable enemas. No, make it 2.
My apologies, sir, but the sale of fireworks is prohibited in this state and is punishable by a... Follow me.
Follow me. Alright, so that just about does it for today. So, again, Bodcast episode 6 is up and running. So, hope you guys had a fun time today. I'm going to come back next week with some more. So, I mean, please try to answer me or ask me questions so I can kind of help you guys out more. The more questions I have, the more topics I can cover. So, if you have any questions with diet or exercise or fitness or just anything in general, I mean, I do have Google, so that's literally like having Jesus Christ at your fingertips. You know everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to end this podcast off with a kind of a cool song. Enjoy your week at the gym. I hope you guys all break some lifting records. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And of course, if your body's sore, please do not continue to work out. If you're in pain, just relax. And don't let the ego get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? All right. Health and wealth for all you beautiful people. All right. Here we go. Fucking commercial, I swear to God, man. You try to go on a positive note, like a fun, cool note, and then you get a commercial on YouTube, and then it just fucks everything up. So, just give me 5 seconds here, guys. Work with me, work with me, work with me. 3, 2, 1. Alright, enjoy.
Somebody tell the DJ to turn it up. Somebody tell the DJ to turn it up. Now I see why they hating. My diamonds all I'm shaking. All the bad bitches I'm taking. If they hot, then I'm blazing. My nickname should be Benjamin, cause I stay with them Franklins. These niggas saying they ballin', but look like they need a donation. They see me spend what they making. One night they whole life savings. It's like every day is a party. My life's a fucking vacation. And I don't know my neighbors, cause my property is on acres. My safe look like Vegas. My bloods look like Jamaicans. Got my eyes looking like Asians. Look at my pops Caucasian. Look under it and it's flaming. Y'all niggas bitch, I be so far gone. On sure can't find my location. Got it trying to pull my card, nigga. All I'm holding is aces. Somebody tell the DJ to turn it up. Turn it up. Big face rolling all across the ball. Call a fucking doctor, boy, we acting dumb. We acting dumb. Phone whip, half a ticket, now it's lit. It's big racks in my pocket. Pocket shorty on that molly. Tell that bitch we roll. It's my party. It's my party. I get fly if I want to. It's my party. Bitch, I do what I want to. Zips, no hearing. Louis bags, no cups. That you lit, bitch. I'm chillin'. They rush when I'm in the building. I'm crushing what I am wearing. They fussing like I am caring. I'm busting like a McLaren. They say I'm the life for the party. I came to pick up a target. This shit here now, I'm on a whole list. Phone wrist, don't bother. I'm good to go, she won't wanna leave. By midnight, I'm on number 3. They all know they ain't number 1. I need 10 mics when they come to me. Wing delays, no limit. Money drop from the ceiling. I'm all the players in spirit. She volunteered, no stealing. Pulls down, G's up. I'm firing V keyed up. I'm drunk and great, we stuck. I'm dumb good, don't need luck. Somebody tell the DJ to turn it up. Turn it up. Big face rolling all across the ball. Call a fucking doctor, boy, we acting dumb. We acting dumb. Phone whip, half a ticket, now it's lit. It's big racks in my pocket. Pocket shorty on that molly. Tell that bitch we roll. It's my party. It's my party. I get fly if I want to. It's my party. Bitch, I do what I want to.
The Bodcast, the podcast for your body. Peace.